And there's not a cute way around that. The trustee has all the power to run the business and dispose of the assets. And under the franchise agreement, that person has to be approved. And so you need to sync that up. And it means there's a longer runway on this, because it gets awkward if there's only one trustee because you've only got one approved franchisee. And it should not be the same necessarily as the settlor. I'd leave that to your trust attorney. So that's complicated. And the one thing that is actually, frankly, very easy to fix, but gets tripped over all the time is it's like the franchisors myopically or arrogantly think that they're the only thing in these people's world. And they want to have control over everything in the trust. And so we look at the trust, and we've got the apartment building, we've got the lake house, we've got, and we've got the franchise. We don't want them to control the lake house. So sub-trusts, separate trusts, some kind of separation for the ownership of the franchise organization will save you a lot of trouble. And I'm glad there's folks like you out there to kind of manage that whole. I mean, this is a touchy-feely process. I'm putting in a trust, I acknowledge I'm going to die, and now I've got to sit here and talk about who's going to be the trustee, who's in control. And it's always interesting to me to watch that owner who's kind of moving out get confronted with that paper that gives up control. And I've seen it where it's just like, I thought I was ready, and I love my kids, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready to sign this thing. I just didn't think about how this was going to feel when I signed this trust document, and I'm no longer the person. So there's some lead up to that. And the last thing I'll say, because I want to hear what you guys have to say about this whole process, because I think it's what you guys do is really interesting. It fills in the gaps between the franchise and the trust attorney talking to each other about what are the technical aspects of this, that, and the other. Once your stuff's in trust, signing stuff is a little harder.